Hello! So I have my whole face done obviously, but there is something missing and this video is going to show you what that is. So this is our new brow palette. The perfect thing to help you fill in those brows. Okay, so this comes in 3 different shades. It comes in blonde, brunette, and dark brunette, which you'll have like for black hair and stuff. So this is the medium one. In this you get a light powder, you get a dark powder, a setting wax, and then you get 2 highlight shades. These are kind of more creamy, and these are powders, and this is obviously a wax. So what I do, I know it says, okay, so these are all numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? So obviously that would be the order that you would do them in, but I don't like rules. So I usually use the wax first. That way I find that if you do the wax first, it'll keep your hairs in place, and it also won't look shiny at the end if you do it last, because sometimes that can happen. So I'm just looking for a little spoolie brush. So the first thing that you want to do is brush your hair, your eyebrow hair, your brow hairs. Okay, get them nice and beautiful. Okay, so another tip though too, before you obviously get to the point of filling in your brows. So a good tip that I learned was to figure out how your eyebrows should be, how to shape them, would be to take like a pencil of some sort like this. This is just my brow brush. But to start, you would put it straight up against your nostril and go straight up. So this is where your eyebrow should start. And then you would take it out to where your pupil is, and this is where your eyebrow should arch, and then take it down to the corner of your eye, and this is where your brow should end. And if you're a little short, then you can obviously fill it in with your powder or what have you. So that's just a little tip. That's how I learned how to do my brows, you know, passing it on to you. So getting back to this, so I'm going to start with the setting wax first. And then I find that the powder will stick to this better too. So I'm just using our Brow Artist brush. You can use this one, or you can use just an angled brush or whatever you have. I heard e.l.f. brushes are really good, but our Younique brushes are really, really awesome too. So I'm just going to dip my brush into the setting wax. It doesn't really have a color to it. I mean, I know it looks brown, but when you put it on, it really is more transparent than anything. Obviously, it's a wax, not a powder. So I just lightly put it on there after you brushed your brows, just to get it on your hair to where you kind of want them to stay during the day. So that's why it's important to brush them first. So that's just the wax. And I'm just using the square end of the Brow Artist brush. It's double-ended. Just dipping a little bit more wax in here. You don't need too much. That's what I really like about Younique products too. They give you a lot of product for the cost, and it's really good quality stuff, and it's all like hypoallergenic. You know, it's nothing bad for your skin. Yes, go ahead, have jelly beans. Your kids have jelly beans. They want jelly beans all the time. Okay, so now I just wiped off my brush. I'm not going to be using that anyways. But I'm just going to take the little angled end. You can see it looks like this. Little angled, and it's not too thick, so you can really just swipe it over your brow. So I'm going to start with this light powder right here. This is the main one that I use. And I'm just going to get a little bit of that on my brush. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start underneath my brow and kind of outline it first. This is not going to be anything too dramatic. Just a simple way really to just fill in what you have already, okay? If you have bare spots in your brows, if you're an over plucker, you know, you can fill in your brows with this powder. So I'm just going over the outline of my brow. And this is good to do too when you're grooming your brows. Just go over it with like a pencil or something, and then you can see where you want your brows and then pluck off all the rest of the stuff that's on the outside of your outline.
No, you're not allowed to come in. Not coming in.
My children. Okay, so you can see that already. I haven't even filled this part in. I'm just outlining. And then I'm just going to take my brush and kind of just blend upwards into my brow. And get that color in there. And towards the front, you can just take the product that's already on your brush and just blend. You don't want too harsh of a line right here, because then you'll have that blocky kind of look. But, you know, there are no rules. It's whatever you like and whatever you're comfortable doing. So, there's that. And then if you want, you can go back and brush them again a little bit, just to really help blend that color in there. And then what I do is I'll take my brush again and dip it into the dark very slightly, because that will be way too dark for my hair. But I like to go from the arch down just to darken up the tail end a little bit. Where there's less hair right there. So you can see what a difference it makes for your look. Like, okay, brow done, brow not done. It just looks unfinished, right? So even if you're just using something just like a powder or a pencil, just fill in your brows a little bit. I mean, they don't have to be crazy looking or anything like that, but okay. And then for the highlight shades, you can see I already did my eyeshadow without thinking about this beforehand. But what you would then do is you would take one of these two shades, or both, you can layer them. This one is more pink, and then this one is more gold. I like the gold one. And it's, like I said, it's a cream, it's not a powder, so it's different. But it's really shiny. So after you would get done with your brows, you would take this, you would go underneath right here. And just put that highlight shade right here. And then you would put the eyeshadow obviously over it. Because then, if you do what I do, I kind of just messed up my eyeshadow right there. So I'm going to have to go and redo it. But this brow palette is amazing. Seriously, I love it so much. It makes doing your eyebrows so easy, especially if you don't know what you're doing. It's all numbered for you. This is your tutorial right here. It doesn't come with instructions. I thought it would, because when I first got this and it had the wax in it, I've never used wax in my life. And now I figured out how to use it, but it looks awesome. So that's my little brow tutorial. This one undone, this one done. So I'm going to go finish my other brow, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!